All right, everybody. So for this next section, we have Eric Hamadi on to talk about Medicare. And the reason why we want to do this is because now that we have a lot of agents that have learned the basics of final expense and the basics of term life, we want to help them be more profitable by just adding a few more tools, add-on sales, where they can help a customer and also create that customer for life by giving them more than one product. So Medicare is a big way to do this, and Eric Hamadi has been leading the way with how to get contracted, what to know, what to ask, what's a simple way to get started. So Eric, thank you for getting on. I'm going to pass it to you, and I'll probably have some questions for you.
Yeah, perfect, man. Well, thanks for having me on here. So the first thing that I wanted to just kind of cover, since we got such a short amount of time, is just this time is why even bother, right? And so let's just talk about the commission real quick. So I've shared my screen here with this chart just to kind of compare. So to a final expense sale, let's say your average final expense sales $45-50 a month, right? You got $540 annual premium. Let's say you're on 110% comp. So you got a 9-month advance, total 12 months is $600, right? And let's say you have a 10% renewal, which I know a lot of the carriers aren't even necessarily that high, but let's pretend $59 a year, right? So after 6 years, you've earned almost $900. Okay. With a Medicare supplement, the average
First of all,
is
real quick,
yeah,
because there's a lot of people on here that don't know anything about Medicare.
Yeah.
What is a Medicare supplement? Can I give you my answer?
Sure, go for it.
And tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So back in the day, medical costs started to get really, really expensive. So if I wanted to go get a heart surgery, it could cost me, I don't know, $450,000 or $150,000. So Medicare was created as a way to help as Americans get older. It was created as a way to help offset that cost. And originally it would take 80% of the cost and you would pay 20% of the cost. Well, that still ended up becoming an insane amount of money. So they came up with a new plan where insurance companies would cover part of that 20% that would normally be your cost by letting you pay a premium with a shared risk model like life insurance, where a bunch of money goes into a pool and the people that need it, it would offset that expense for them. So they can pick a Medicare plan. There's a few different ones, and the best one is it G?
Today. Yep.
Today.
Right.
So G basically pays damn near everything, right? So like,
yep,
if you pay your $260 a month, whatever happens, Medicare, if you have a Medicare G supplemental plan, then it'll pretty much pay everything.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So a few $100 a month. I nailed it.
You're hired. You're hired, man.
Well,
that's good.
Good. I'm in.
Yeah, you're in.
Okay, so we could go pitch these products to people in addition to life insurance, or we could even see if we could just save them money on their Medicare part, whatever they have. Let's say they have part A, B, C, D.
Well, so there's to zoom out, there's basically, to oversimplify it, there's two markets for Medicare. There's the market of people that are turning 65, and so they're getting into Medicare for the first time, right? And then you have people that are like, let's say turning 67, turning 70, turning 72. Like, we'll just lump all that together and call it turning 67, right? Those are people that have been on Medicare for a couple of years, and maybe their plan's working for them, maybe it's not, but we can definitely save them money, right? Assuming their health is decent, okay? So if you think about those two things, right? So people that are turning 65, there's a little bit more work because you have to educate them on, here's how Medicare works, here's what, because they're coming off of, let's say they work for Integrity, right? And they've got a group health plan, or they work for Apple or Facebook or even a local, school system, whatever. They're coming off of their group health plan, which is, they're paying premiums and they have a network, United Healthcare, and they can go to these doctors, and this is their copay and their deductible and their out-of-pocket max and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And they're coming off of that and getting onto Medicare, where the government is basically going to pay, like you said, 80% of all their healthcare costs. For, I think the Part B premium is like $170 a month. So like, think about I used to pay 700, 600 bucks a month. Now I only have to pay 170 to be on Medicare. But that 20%, like unlike your United Healthcare plan, which is capped, like my out-of-pocket max every year is $6,700. Once I paid $6,700, United pays for the rest. There is no cap on Medicare. So your 20%, like you said, if you have a heart attack or a stroke or whatever, I mean, you can pay. I mean, it's not feasible for people on fixed income. And that's where a supplement comes in. So for an extra, let's call it 100, the average is 175 bucks a month, depending on what kind of plan that you're on. And we'll just use 150 just because I just want to like lowball it, right? And you can see what the comp is here for helping one person with their Medicare up front. You know, you're going to earn 360 your first year, so about half
360
of
bucks.
expense. But the commission, the renewals are consistent. So like if you're on a 20% commission, you're going to get that 20% again next year and the year after and the year after for
every single year
for 6 years. And so, and that's why I have in year 5, you can see right there, 5th year renewal commission. In year 5, you're going to keep in touch with your clients, you know, happy birthday, happy new year, Merry Christmas, whatever, right? And as you get closer to that 6th year, right, it's like, hey, this is a good time. Let's shop around and see if we can save you money by moving you to a different plan. And what a lot of people don't know about Medicare supplement is it's federally regulated. So when people turn 65, they don't know anything about Medicare. They've been educated a little bit. So they go for the big brand names, right? They go for Blue Cross, they go for United or Cigna or Aetna, right? MedSup, because it's like, oh, that's a good company. I know them, right? And let's say they pick Plan G or Plan, it doesn't matter what plan they pick. Like whatever they pick, right, it's going to do whatever it does. But what they don't realize is that like that when they turn 65, the carriers mandate they have to take you. It's guaranteed issue.
Yeah.
Right. So
So let me explain that the way I know, because I'm like a really simple.
Yeah.
So when you turn 65, you have one opportunity to be guaranteed to get a product.
Yeah. You can be dying of cancer. They have to give it to you.
They have to give it to you. But if you miss that window, you're not guaranteed to get jack.
Correct.
So you could be stuck with where you cannot get a supplemental plan.
Right.
Okay.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, so go ahead.
Well, and the government, by the way, the government spends billions of dollars to educate seniors as they're turning 60. When they turn 64, they're getting all of this stuff mailed to them, stuff on TV that's, you know, like, but literally packets of stuff mailed to their house. There's so much information that it confuses the heck out of people. And that's where we like have such a huge opportunity. Like if you can just spend a few hours to learn how this stuff works, your value to your client goes through the roof.
Yeah. And people it's confusing when they have to read it themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So for someone today, what carrier should they be appointed with, or if they wanted to use this as an add-on, and how do they do it?
So right now, without having to do anything, okay, you're already carrying Aetna's MedSup, because when you have Aetna final expense, you automatically with the same agent code can write Aetna MedSup, and it's actually in the same app. It's the same.
And Americo and Mutual.
So Americo is out of the MedSup business.
They are
this year. Yep, they're done. I talked to Bobby yesterday.
Okay. So let's just keep it simple and stick to Aetna.
Yeah,
keep it really simple.
So if you have Aetna, you know, and everybody on here probably has at least written one Aetna final expense. If you haven't, you should. Highest comp out there. But so that same application process, you can actually like add to cart, you know, a MedSup plan. And actually, there's a discount that happens when you add that. So they get a discount on their MedSup. Because they have a final expense policy.
Dude.
So that's the easiest.
And it's a 10% discount, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's nice, you know?
So,
and Aetna's a household name. Everybody knows who they are, right? So that one you already have, and you should absolutely use. Play with it. Go into Aetna's quoting tool. You already know how to go in there and quote final expense. Go in there and quote some MedSups and see.
Or just you don't have to add it. Ask lastly, because we're going to do this every single month. But lastly, what do you tell, like, if someone sells a policy, what's the magic question to ask to see if they can help them? Should they just say, "What do you have?" and I'm going to do some research and see if I can put you in a better situation, and I'll get back to you? No, is that the best thing to do?
Even simpler is just like you're going to know what their birthday is because you're doing the app, right? So like you know if they're 65 or about to be or after, right? And so if they're in that range, just say, hey, did you get assigned a personal Medicare specialist yet? Or are you figuring it out on your own?
I like it. The golden question. Okay. Now, what
Yeah.
if they're not 65 and they're healthy? They can switch. Correct.
Correct. So MedSup is just like final expense in the sense that now once you have it, right, you're guaranteed issue the first time you get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can switch
After
it if you're healthy.
You just have to go through underwriting, and it's a simple, like if you can get
final
through a final
expense
expense,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Dude.
And you can switch to anything anytime you want.
I just want to go sell Plan Gs.
Well, actually, it's kind of funny. So just so everybody understands, right? The best plan used to be Plan F. Plan F, which is you can't buy anymore, but there was no copays, no deductibles, no nothing. If Medicare didn't pay for it, Plan F would just pick up the tab every year. And people obviously abused the crap out of that. And so Plan G now is the old Plan F, except there's one time $230 deductible, cash deductible that you have to pay once a year.
Yeah, it's just to keep people from going. If they stub their toe, they go to the doctor.
Correct.
They do this, they go to the doctor. They do that. They just build the crap out of it. But if they go, dude, I got to pay $230 because I stubbed my toe, I'll just stay home and put a Band-Aid on.
Correct.
Right.
No, but the hot plan the last couple of years has been this new Plan N, which basically is the same thing as G, except every time you go to the doctor, you pay a $25 deductible, and every time you go to the ER, you pay a $50 deductible. And so if you don't go to the doctor more than, I mean, most people don't go more than 4 or 5 times a year. You have to be going 8 times a year for you to pay more money on a Plan N, and you get paid a higher commission for Plan N because the insurance company's exposure is less. So
now, where can they get a breakdown of what the plans cover?
So we have that on if you go to FFL Med, so this is our website, and if you click on any up on the, so first of all, big red button if you want to get contracted with more carriers other than Aetna and Mutual, which I recommend, because when you do, you get access to more tools, which we'll cover maybe in next time. But if you go to Medicare and just click on original Medicare or Medigap plans, Medigap is Medicare supplement. Right here, we had a whole thing here, a table of what the different plans cover, so that and these are all, by the way, federally regulated. Okay. So, and this is what I was going to say earlier is we have all kinds of carriers like Prosperity and Mac and Medico that like I never heard of before I started doing this, but I have heard of Blue Cross and Aetna and all these other companies, right? Well, these lesser known companies, they don't get the wave of turning 65 people applying to them because nobody's heard of them.
But they have good rates.
And the reason they have better rates is because people usually switch to them. And when you switch, you have to go through underwriting. You're not guaranteed issue anymore, right? So they have a healthier class of people.
Oh yeah,
they have a healthier class of people. They pay less claims, and
the block of people is healthier, so they can lower the price.
Correct.
And since so, it's federally regulated, it's not like they're going to get screwed because they have to get all the Plan A's, B's, C's, D's, E, F, G, so K, L, M, N. They're all the same with every carrier. It's not like they're different with a carrier. You don't get more perks with a carrier, right?
That is exactly right, dude. It's not your Aetna plan that was so awesome. It's the Plan G that was awesome. And so if we switch to a Plan G from Prosperity or McDonald's, Medicare supplement for that matter, it's going to pay the exact same because it's federally mandated. It has to.
Bingo.
The only difference is how much you pay.
All right. So everybody's ready to do that with Aetna. If you need additional contracts, we have them at fflmedsup.com. Is this a quote tool, and where is this at? What are you on?
So this is if you get one extra additional contract through the Elder Care connection that we have, which is where we get all the Medicare stuff, our integrity partner, you get access to 3 or 4 different tools. This is one of them that you can do on your phone. And I just was going to show people. So like this allows you to run quotes like on the fly real quick. So like if I pick my zip code right here and I want Plan G for female, let's say 69, right? Non-smoker. I just want to show everybody. Now, this is the exact same plan. We'll pay the exact same way. So 95 is the cheapest, right? All the way up to
so if I'm on the phone and they go, we have a $382 Medicare supplement Plan G, and I go, give me 1 second, Mrs. Smith, and I can offer you a $95.61 SBLI plan, and it's the same thing.
Or what's even better is you can say, okay, you're paying $380. I think I can get your rate down
And let's take the difference and get
below
insurance.
250, and then but we can also include a cancer policy, a heart policy, an accident policy, all these different things. And by the way, Aetna has all those policies again in one basket that you can do in a shopping
And they
cart.
just
So,
raised the comp on that big time.
yep. So
And guys, Eric, if you go right Aetna or one of
here's
these
Aetna's right
carriers
here,
you're already with, like, Eric, you're just helping everybody out doing this because you've been
Yes.
studying it. I mean, the
Yeah.
hierarchy stays the same, the overrides stay the same. You go write this Aetna plan right now. Is there a tiered override on that? Do you know?
Yeah, with Aetna's MedSup, and that's actually on our website too over here. So if you click on the Get Contracted button, you'll see the comp grid. And we're actually about to adjust this because a couple of carriers fell off and we're adding a couple. But here's Aetna's right here in the middle. And this is already in place. Again, like you don't have to contract for it. You already have it. So and the rest of these you tier up based on production, but with Aetna's it's linked to your life contract. So this is like 145, 140, 135, 130, 125, 120, and then so on, right? And I think it bottoms out at like
Integrity
20%.
Lead Center is about to launch their health lead platform. And
Correct.
health leads it seems like it's an easier thing to call on because like they have to have it, you know?
And they're using it, man. That's the difference that
They're
I didn't
using
really
it daily. I mean,
correct.
most people
It's a
don't
more
want to
urgent
use
need.
their life insurance.
Well, and they're not using it because they're not. If they were using it, they'd be dead. So
That's what I'm saying. They don't want to use it. All right. Well, dude, thank you so much. Everybody on here, if you have any questions, reach out to your upline or go to fflmed.com.
.com.
So fflmed.com. Thanks, Eric.
Yep. Cheers.